Welcome to the Realist Show Out. Don't forget to subscribe. Do not forget to leave a comment down below, like and share. Today we have another special guest, on to masses. Thank you for joining us. Absolute pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you. Nice meeting you.
Thanks for being on the show. First question, without hesitation, what made you get into music and what motivates you?
Well, basically, when I was younger, I used to do a lot of performing, spoken word, doing like recitations of Michael Jackson. And that just made me know that I had a musical talent, and that talent that I could use could further me in expressing my art form. Because I always saw it as a craft. And as I got older, I needed something to express my emotions and the way I'm feeling. So that's why I started doing music. I needed to get things off my chest. I didn't want to go to a therapist, even though I have been to a therapist before. But I thought, let me get this off by putting it in music.
And what motivates your music? Because I've heard some of your music. It's very inspiring. It's very detailed. It's very articulate.
Well,
what motivates your music?
What I've been through in my life, being in the system, going through the mental health system, having been stabbed before and stuff like that. Just being in different situations that happened in my life, and God as well. Like, if I can't say without God, I wouldn't be here today. So I always try to put a godly understanding in my music, like have a gospel-centered, real life, real music, truth music, understanding in my music.
Fantastic. And a lot of artists find it hard to do that, which we're going to touch on later in terms of making positive music. Which brings me on to my next question. Who's your favourite musician and why?
Well, my favourite musician will be Nas, because he's very conscious, he's got good storytelling, and he goes deep into different scenarios and situations and comes up with spectacular ideas. And without him, I wouldn't have gotten into hip hop the way I did get into hip hop.
And is there anything in specific you like about Nas?
He has his consciousness. He's got some godly talk in his music. He's not trying to just talk bang bang, murder, and this. He goes into different aspects of life and how things in the hood and how things in his environment changed him.
My next question: who's your favourite musician in the UK scene right now and why?
I'll say Avellino. He's got that album called God Save the Streets, and I think that's a very good album. It's conscious. It talks about the street life in a conscious way, like the good and the bad, not like just bringing up the bad and talking about like it's good to be on. No, it talks about the ups and downs of being on the roads and how it can how it can affect you. That's why I like him. God Save the Streets, the album.
In the whole UK scene?
That's him, Avellino.
My next question for you: what advice do you have for young, aspiring musicians?
Find a niche, stick to it, and be consistent. That's one thing that I'm not. Be consistent, put out videos, build your own channel, and try and come with merch or clothing and other ideas like short films, documentaries about your artistry, your craft, and that's the way you can build up. So be consistent. Make sure you have your own niche that follows you. Like they said that if you get 1,000 fans that give you £100, that's 100,000 a year. So all you need is 1,000 dedicated fans, and you're on your way to living a better life and having financial freedom.
And what can you do day to day? Because you've touched on some really intricate, practical tips and things you could do. What could you do day to day as an aspiring artist?
Write songs. Do things that inspire you to make your music, to be someone that has things that you can express in your music. So have experiences, going on holidays, being around family, just having the ups and downs of life and seeing how that can make you be better in your craft. Because the ups and downs of life, you can write your message through that.
And in terms of planning and scheduling, what advice do you have for young musicians to be able to micromanage themselves?
Well, don't be scared to have a 9-to-5 because you need finances. So a lot of people go on the roads and do stuff on the roads, but that can put you in jail. So I would say don't be scared to have a 9-to-5. Work hard in your job or whatever to make money, or do things to make money that are legit. Have, I don't know, e-commerce or whatever, trading, affiliate marketing, whatever, one of these things. Put that money aside and budget your album, budget your mixtape album EP. So say you're gonna create a five song EP. make sure you have, is it 2-3 grand you're gonna put into the mastering and mixing of the EP and buying the beats and shooting videos. Just budget, have set plans in a diary of what you're gonna do and how you're accordingly gonna do it. Like say you're gonna make 2 videos for this mixtape and then put 2 singles out. Then after 2 singles or 3 singles, you're gonna drop the EP and have a launch party or have a show if you've got to that level where you've got fans that come to your show.
Do you believe that drill music is negative, or do you believe that police and local authorities use drill music as a way to target young, black, vulnerable men?
I feel drill, if these young artists are going through poverty and they're expressing themselves, but at the same time, they're just talking in a negative aspect of that expression. They're not talking about the down, well, they might be talking about the down, but the down, they make the downs look like it's positive. And the government have seen that drill's making money, and a lot of young people are onto drill, and it's pushing a certain image in drill, like the negative stereotypes in society of black people or people of colour. And this has led to the government using it and weaponizing it and making it look like it's because of drill that these things are happening. But it's not because of drill, it's because of society, the oppression of the government, the lack of opportunities, even though there's opportunities to do things, but you need money. And that money you need to be working or have opportunity to be in a certain job or career. And these young people are not as hopeful or have hope in the society or the system that we're in. So this system that we're in now, it led them to feel like they're lost or there's no hope. So they're going on the roads, and now they're going on the roads. They're doing things out there, selling or just trying to impress their friends or impress girls by selling drugs and being bad, or no identity in themselves because they might not have a father at home, or their mum's always working, has no time for them. So this has led to like them exploiting the street, not exploiting the streets, but being in the streets and learning from the streets. And now that they're learning from the streets, they're doing the things that are making them go to jail or end up dead. And this has led to the government, the Tories, the Tory party, weaponizing it and using drill as an excuse to say this is the problem. When it comes from the top, the lack of opportunities, the lack of funding, youth clubs, projects or apprenticeships and stuff like that.
What's the solutions?
The solution is the government to pour more money into communities, them to be there to be mentors in the society. Like in these black families, they need to have uncles, cousins, brothers, or people that can talk to the young black men or young people of ethnic minorities to tell them that are positive people in society to help lead them. There was a program that they had before, but I don't know what happened to it, where they were looking for black mentors or mentorees to help you usher these people and guide them down the right path. So apprenticeships as well, because my younger brother, that's how he got into his job. A lot of apprenticeships have been cut because of funding. So helping them from the age of 18, 9 or 16 get into specific jobs that they wouldn't be able to get in without going to university or going to college. So helping them work on that job, build themselves up and get into that career.
You've touched on so many good points, so many practical points and advice. It's so much in terms of what you said. In terms of day-to-day, what could we do as a community, do you think? Because you touched on so many points. How can we bring it all together? How could you round this up so that the viewers could leave with... Because you've left so much in this interview.
Well, I need to go back to one point. I thought we need to get back to God as well. That's one thing that's lacking in society. This circleistic society has made it more demonic and more against God and against the things of God. So showing each other love every day, pushing each other each day, and just being an expression of hope. So being an expression of hope, meaning you can be a beacon of light to someone else that's going through things that are negative in their life. You showing them the way or guiding them by being in their life. But even saying, hello, how's your day been? What's going on with you? How's things going? I can pass you on to this person, pass you on to that person. That can be very enlightful, very, very, very helpful, very, very good for people to see that there's people that care about them. Because we're living in a careless society where everyone's just for themselves, and that's not what God made it to be. God says show love, and He is love, and He made us to have love for each other. We should be a community, a village. It takes more than one person to raise a village. So be that person that shows that love to that young person. Don't just put them off and say, he's a bad boy, or he's this, he's that. Show him some love, show some concern, show him some interest into what they're doing, and see if you can build a bridge, a friendly relationship with them.
And lastly, what advice do you have for young people that are watching this, most importantly, that are caught up in crime, that are affected by the issues we've spoken about today? Maybe you're listening and you've heard something that Onto Masses has said and it resonates with you. What advice do you have for those young people that are listening to you right now, locked in?
I'll say try and get away from whatever you're doing by putting a faith in God. First, leaving that environment. I don't know how, if you're going to leave that environment, leave those circle of friends, or leave that environment being conducive to what you're doing that is wrong, and going to wherever your mum or dad and trying to make a plan that you can sit down and say, mate, okay, in 6 months time I want to get a job or get this qualifications or be in this kind of online business or e-commerce, whatever. I need this type of funding, and try and just be consistent in that thing you're doing. Every day waking up, planning, reading, searching, researching, stuff like that. Those things would help build up your way of making an exit. Because I know it's not easy if you're being in circles of friends that are all doing the same negative things, but the only way you can escape is by planning and changing your outlook on life and having a more positive mindset and having a more godly mindset. Like try and pray, try and read your Bible. If you're whatever religion you are, I don't know. Just try and use that energy from praying and meditating and reading your book to lead you out of that situation. And planning your life. Have a plan. A 1 year, 3 year, 5 year plan. And try to execute little by little with help of your family members, or maybe an association that can help you. I don't know what our association, but do some research. Whatever groups of mentorees or people out there that can help you achieve your goals. So that's my yeah.
I just want to touch on one more point that you made, which is such a valid point. Since God's been taken out of society, we see, because this used to be a God-fearing country.
Yeah.
Since God's been taken out of the equation, we've seen nothing but destruction. How do we get God back into society, back into the schools, back into the communities, back into our politics?
Well, I don't think you can get back into politics, and you can get back into society, but politics, we know they're for the other side. They're not for God. So what we have to do is build up our own villages and communities. These communities will have God in them, like people of the faith-based ministries or church leaders going into the community, talking to the elders in the community, talking to the single mums, talking to the children, talking to the foster children, talking to all these people in the community and encouraging them to come to church, and putting on programs for these people to be able to establish their goals and dreams with a godly base in it. So from that, they can work their way through having community fellowshipping with these people that have godly mind and godly centric, and directing them from that path. So everything is in alignment with God. So you got the church, you got the families, you got the friendship, and you got the people that are in careers that are have a godly foundation. So putting these people together to increase the godliness in the community, because the government, they're really sold out. They're really doing what they're doing to oppress the people. So you can't get it from that direction, but we can get it from businesses, corporations, in the sense of corporations that are not, I don't know if you can say, the people that run the corporations have to have a godly mindset that say, I want to put more godly things in society, and through doing that we can have a godly, more conscious community and society by the people. It starts with the people.
And also, was you going to say something? On this show you can say whatever you like, there's nothing that you cannot say.
I was just going to say, stay consistent, stay positive, put your trust in God, believe in the Most High, and try and just work whatever angle you can work legitly or positively, and get out of the situation that you're in by being every day taking steps to better yourself by 1%. That's all I got to say. And also, I should be dropping something soon, but I can't give you a date for that.
I was just gonna say before we round up, where can we see your music? Where can we, when something gonna be released?
I've got a couple tunes on Spotify and Apple Music onto masses. I've got onto masses. Every Day. I got one track called Every Day. I got another track called In and Out. Those were released last year through Star Money Distributions. It's actually a good app. It helps you release your music. And I got some stuff on Onto Masses TV, YouTube, and you just type in my name Onto Masses and stuff like that. Tracks will come up or on. My first track was I released my first video on YouTube. I done a freestyle called my old road name on the Don. And it was called what's it called? It was called Top of the Dome Freestyle. So I've done that, and I've got a couple other tracks. But yeah, new music soon.
Looking forward to the new music. I'm definitely a big fan of the music. Definitely positive. Definitely inspiring. Absolute pleasure to have you on the show. Thank you for joining us. Onto Masses. Absolute pleasure.
Makes sense.
Thank you for joining us on the Realist Show Out. Do not forget to subscribe. Do not forget to leave a comment down below, share, and join us on the next show. Thank you for joining us.